And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Going Nuclear, full blown coverage of the land, a part of the Fanatical Elves Network, a subsidiary of Fans First Sports Network. And you gotta love technology, Mike. I'm starting up the podcast and I'm getting errors about something going wrong. And when you're starting something live, for something to come up and say something's going wrong, that's not a good start. But we're gonna make the best of it, right?
Hey, I think it's going great so far.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we'll see. We'll wait for the rave or not so rave reviews after the program. So, Mike, how are things going on the homestead? Everything on that front? You having a good week?
Yeah, I can't complain. We're actually headed up to Ohio next week. We're going to do some Lake Erie camping on Kelly's Island. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have a chance to catch a Guards game, but it'll be good to go back home.
I wonder if we're going to cross paths.
You will also be in Ohio. I'm taking it then.
I will be. Actually, got big plans. Going to attend the Darius Garland softball game.
Oh, that is big plans. Where's he playing that at?
It's at in Eastlake or at Lake County Captain Stadium.
Oh, okay.
On Saturday, August the 2nd. It's not quite as star studded of a lineup as there was for the David Njoku softball, but hey, I believe like Evan Mobley will be there. Rich Paul will be there. I'm going to hit him up for a contract. Maybe he could represent us. What do you think?
Well, I think he's got money to spare, and we would be pittance compared to his normal client. So yeah,
Oh,
why not?
we're,
Anything's worth an
we're
ask, right?
quite the bargain. We
Yeah.
are quite the bargain, Mike. So yeah, good times there. Definitely good times. So we'll have to see. Maybe we're going to be crossing paths somewhere along the way. I don't even
That's
know how that
true.
happens.
But my
Yep.
question for you is, where are you batting in the lineup for the softball?
Oh yeah, Let me tell you this story, Mike. Um, so my grandfather, being the comedian that he is, right? Um, the what was I going to say? My brother used to say to him, "Grandpa, I heard that you hit like Babe Ruth," and his response was, "I fought like Babe Ruth."
I don't get it.
Well, he farts. He doesn't hit like Babe Ruth. He farts like Babe Ruth.
Oh, he fired. Okay, I got you. I thought you said fought.
Well, no, no, no. But
The accent threw me off.
yeah, sorry for the accent. You got to remember, Grandpa Sid is from England. Hey,
Uh,
hey, Ethan, you want a kickle? Grandpa, I think that's mold. Oh, must have been the batch I made with raisins. Those are not raisins, Grandpa.
Sounds like good memories.
Oh, yeah, they were the best. I mean, you think about it, you're riding around with a grandparent, and firstly, in his AMC Pacer. Do you remember the AMC Pacer?
I do not.
Oh, that was a terrible car. But you realize that you're riding around with someone who can barely see, and you're like, oh, you think back and oh yeah, not
Good
great.
times. Good times.
Oh, it's something. It is something. Well, anyway, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Lots going on in the sports world. The Guardians coming back after the All Star break, and they are, I don't know, they're playing pretty well. They take 2 out of 3 from the A's. They take 3 out of 4 from the Orioles. Um, they're back to 500. They were above 500 before this afternoon's ball game. Fell to the O's 4-3 this afternoon. But I mean, what do you make of this turnaround for the Guardians after that terrible 10-game losing skid?
Yeah, somehow they figured out how to hit. And you're trying to figure out like why. What changed from the 10-game losing streak where they were uh they couldn't even get it, like what, they're shut out 5 times or something during that, to now where they're scoring 8 runs a game. I don't know. Like what changed? That's just the opponent. That's the only thing I can imagine. And we were talking a little bit before this happened about they're playing the A's, they're playing the Orioles, they're playing the White Sox, not the greatest teams, but they also went down to Houston and swept the Astros. So they at least beat a good team as well. So it's a bit perplexing. I don't know why, but it's because they started hitting.
Yeah, amazing how that works, right,
Yeah,
Mike?
really.
Well,
Right?
Yeah, I was listening to the broadcast, so you may or probably experienced this too. I couldn't get. I have the MLB or the Guardians TV thing, but
Mm-hmm.
because they were playing Baltimore and Baltimore had its broadcast, I could not get the the whatever it is the
Oh, the
Guardians.
video, right?
I couldn't get Guardians TV feed or either their TV or their radio audio feed. I was listening. I had to listen to the Baltimore folks,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about the guy, their pitcher today, and he was mowing down the bottom half of the lineup. And they were just remarking, it's like, well, the top four guys are doing such and such, and the rest of them are batting under 250. I mean, they're terrible. They're
Mm-hmm.
terrible. I mean, they're improving, but they still stink.
Yeah, I mean, you got Angel Martinez though. He's kind of on a heater right now. Rocchio is doing way better now that he's been called up. Um, but then you still have, I mean, Schneeman's he's been average, I would say. And then we still have nothing from Naylor, our catcher, or any of the right fielders we put out there. Um, but before we had nothing from our shortstop position or second baseman either. So at least they're doing a little better.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. You mentioned Rocchio. He does seem to be doing better since he returned to the majors. He got sent down. What was that? Right at the end of, oh my gosh, I got can't keep track of my stuff here. But what was it? The end of May, right early June, he got sent down. He was hitting a buck 65. Uh,
Yep.
I'm sorry, that was in. Let's see, he was sent there early May. I got my months off. He's hitting a buck 65, and they call up Gabriel Arias. Gabriel Arias just got hurt. What's going to happen when Arias is healthy again? What are they going to do with Rocchio? Who's going to be the odd man out?
Yeah, great question because he's raised his average to 200 now, which
Right.
doesn't sound like much, but when you start hitting 160, like that's quite an accomplishment. So he was batting his last 15 games, he bat 260. All right, so let's compare that with Arias, who for the season was batting 231, 6 homers, 31 RBIs. Rocchio, 1 home run, 19 RBI, although he's had about 100 less at bats.
Sure.
But still, you project that out. Arias still looks like the better hitter. Um, I would say they're both average defenders. Um, but do you stop Rocchio now that he's kind of on a hot streak? And that's a great question. I guess for now I would keep Rocchio in and just like stash Arias down in AAA and let him fully recover and maybe let him gain some confidence too. And hopefully when he comes back, he'll maybe be on a hot streak like Rocchio was.
Yeah, I think that you gotta ride out the hot hand at this point. Although today, what was Will Wilson doing in the lineup? That guy, he belongs nowhere near Cleveland. Send
Who
him down.
who is this guy anyways? I'd never heard of him until this year.
Exactly. He's never has been, and I don't know that he ever will be. He was terrible. This guy stinks. I'm sorry. And Bone, how can we not find a catcher? Can't find
That's
a catcher.
that is the most frustrating part. Like he needs to get sent down. Like get some confidence back, learn some fundamentals, like something. You have to hit.
Yeah, they were talking about on the broadcast the other night that they've been working on his swing, having him work on spray line drives. Kind of shorten it up, make it more compact. It's very interesting. I think that you could probably draw a parallel. I don't know. Do you golf at all, Mike? I don't.
Very poorly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I would be worse than that. So whatever very poorly is, and one step below that is going to be where I'm at. But it's those little adjustments that make the big difference. But I've got no confidence in the guy. I find it hard to believe that we have not been able to find another catcher, and that we've stuck with him for as long as we have. I know there's always the second thoughts or the hindsight. I mean, look, Ramon Laureano.
Yeah. I mean, why do our former players always kill us? And no
Well,
matter what, even if they're not great players, when they
well,
face us, they crush us.
generally speaking, yes, but I also think that has something to do with our pitching. Our pitching is good, but it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, uh, I love what we're seeing. We are seeing way more length out of our pitchers this year than we
Mhm.
were last year by this time. To be able to see guys like, go into the seventh and eighth inning, and in fact, let's see, Saccone, was he trying to close it out? He went was
Yeah.
trying to get the complete game the other night over the weekend and got hosed. What, dropped the stupid fly ball? I mean, come on, guys. Our defense is putrid.
Yeah.
How does this happen?
Yeah, that's not guards ball.
Well, you and I have discussed this before. What is guards ball? It's like,
Trying to win while not hitting home runs.
yes, they're speaking of home runs. Stephen Kwan, his first ever multi home run game came today.
I know. At a wasted effort, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was bad. I was watching and just I was watching this pitcher throw a bunch of junk balls. I felt like it was a Harris on Major League. I'm throwing all the junk I could throw out there, and he's like, put a little jalapeno on the nose and get some. You put snot on the baseball, but he's throwing. It was all off speed, curves, etc. And guys looked horrible at the plate, especially basically from 5 through 9 in the lineup. One
Yeah.
through four, not so bad. Five
Yeah.
through nine look like a bunch of little leaguers out there, and you feel like we got to get some real major league baseball caliber talent. I mean, uh, we're headed toward the trade deadline next week, and now we're 51 and 51, and we
Mhm.
have closed the gap. We were going into today. We were, I believe, one out in the wild card standings in the loss column. So
Mhm.
for the third and final wild card spot. We have trimmed the lead down in the division dramatically because Detroit is just been not good. They're one
Yeah.
and nine in their last 10.
What happened to them?
Well, I've seen some stuff talking about it's a young team, and at some point they're kind of going to hit a wall. You never know. I mean, maybe it was bound to happen. Maybe I don't know. I don't have much of in the way of explanation for their sudden turn, but they've obviously built up a pretty big cushion. So now, going into tonight's action after our loss, the Guardians, the lead for Detroit is 8.5 games. They are 60 and 43. The Guardians are 51 and 51. They lead. Detroit leads Toronto 1-0, bottom of the third inning from Detroit. So currently, the Guardians sit 3 games out of the last wild card spot, which is held by the Red Sox. And we are 2 back in the loss column. Red Sox 55-49, Guardians 51 and 51. But the good news is the rest of the schedule for the Guardians is much easier than it was in the first half. So,
Yeah, I've got some stats on that. I was looking
all
it
right,
up before the show.
all right.
The guards up to this point actually had the fourth toughest schedule for strength of schedule, and they actually have the fifth easiest remaining schedule here on out. Their opponent's winning percentage is only 483. We've got the Rockies. We've got 6 more games against the White Sox, the Braves, the Marlins, and then the Twins and the Royals, who are both below us in the standings. So to think we are at 500 with the fourth toughest schedule, and we have an easier schedule coming for the remainder of the season. We possibly have Bieber coming back. We possibly have Means coming back, that other pitcher we picked up who also had
Oh,
tendon surgery. Um, according to ESPN, our expected win loss should have been or is 46 and 55. So according to ESPN, we've overperformed for how the team is built. However, they figure out that formula, I don't know. So they're overperforming with a crappy lineup. We've got some reinforcements coming back. So, I mean, can you be optimistic? I think you have to be optimistic. They're playing good baseball over the last 2 weeks. Um, it's nice to have this encouraging thought. Whether they can, follow through with it and either catch Detroit or the wild card, who knows? But it's can't say I don't like seeing Detroit fall off a cliff like they are right now.
bingo. And I remember a few years back, and this is still with Francona, just we would kind of start off slow and then we'd have to pick up steam. And like Minnesota was ahead of us, and we just started charging up there in late July, in August, and started making a push. And I guess it looks like that's kind of going to be the formula here. And like you said, the potential to get Bieber back and Means as well to add an arm. I I gotta say, I am not enamored with Festa.
He's been a workhorse this year, though. I'll tell you, he chews up innings.
He's been a workhorse. They need to beat him like a racehorse. Get the jockey out there and start smacking him. I mean, this guy. I'm like, no.
We picked him up for cash or something earlier in the season. It was
Oh.
some like real under the radar trade. I gotta look that up. How did we get him?
I don't know. I think Festa, and I think, Festivus, a Festivus for the rest of us.
So you should like that, yeah.
I mean, I should, in theory, like that, Mike. But I mean, look who you're talking to. I don't like much of anything. So we're
Here we go. On April 30th, Festa was traded from the Rangers to the Guardians for cash. So, I mean, that's a pretty good trade for the innings he's eaten for cash. I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I guess so. No, I don't know. It's just I see that guy go out there and I start to have heartburn, and wonder what disaster is around the corner for the Guardians. But a tough loss today, and now they got to pick it up. We've got to go. They've got to go to Kansas City. I know that that's going to be a tough series. Playing there, I mean, obviously Kansas City has not been as good as they expected to be. They
Mm-hmm.
and now how do you compare that, or how do you look at their situation? They've invested. We talk about the Dolans and the Guardians and whether they've invested in the team or not, and they've Kansas City has made some investments. Bobby Witt Jr. certainly got a large contract. They've got a great pitching staff. It's certainly interesting to see how they are struggling this year. I don't know what's going on there, but it went from the AL Central having what, three of the final four teams in the AL playoffs last year, and now it looks at this juncture, it's the only team that's going to get in is Detroit.
Yeah, I know. We'll see though. There's still a lot of season left, so we'll see. And what do you think of the Royals too? Promoting Jack Caglione or whatever his name is.
Caglione, yeah, and that's someone
Whatever.
that the Guardians could have potentially drafted last year, but Travis Bazana, has returned. He off of after that injury. I think it was what was it he had some sort of an abdominal injury.
Yeah, I think he swung too hard. His oblique strain.
There it is.
Yeah.
Those darn soft tissue muscle injuries there. Apparently, he's swinging a good bat. I mean, he's not going to be able to come up at early as till next season.
No. And
It's
maybe
not-
that's better. Because I mean, even Caglione here is hitting 148. He does have five home runs, but 148, negative 1.2 WAR. So he hasn't been really tearing it up, but
no, definitely not. It's you never know. It's amazing. Baseball is such a I don't know, it's a hard sport to judge when it comes to the talent level of the players that are drafted and as they're going up through the minor league system, because the pitching they're facing is nowhere near as good
nope.
as the ones they're going to play every day in the major leagues. So it's a big learning curve for these guys. And they talk about it all the time. People coming up and then they get sent down and come back, and it's rare to be able to come up and have an immediate impact and not get sent back down at some point. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of that with Rocchio, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this season plays out. We got 60 games left. We got
Yep.
60 games left, and I think that we're going to have to get out a cardboard cutout of the owner, and we can put pieces of it. I think that we need to get another 32 wins to make the playoffs. Every time we get a win, we pull a piece off. And for those of you who, I mean, I got to assume the people that are watching us are in fact fans of Major League. So I'm certainly hoping they are gathering that. How many wins do you think the Guardians need to get into the playoffs?
Okay, well, yeah, funny you say that. I was actually looking at last year's standings. So
Okay.
the third wild card was the Tigers at 86 and 76, so
Okay.
10 games over. So we're saying for the last, you said we have
60,
60 games. So what do we have to go?
35 and 25.
35 and 25. So we only have to go 10 games over. And like I said, with the fifth easiest remaining schedule, I mean, that's definitely possible to go 10 games over and sneak into the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, I would give us, all right, 75% odds to make the playoffs.
I think that's
Talking through
I
it now.
I like that. I do like that, and I think that um, it's just amazing. I all I can think of is Monty Python and the Holy Grail when they're taking the guy out. Bring out you dead, and the guy's like, I'm not dead yet. I feel better. I'm getting better. I feel happy, and I feel like the Guardians are the old guys saying, I'm not dead yet. I
Yeah.
feel happy. I'm getting better.
So, what do you do then if you're the front office? Do you buy or you sell, or do you stand pat?
I could see them standing pat. That I pray that they do no. Okay, so if spending and buying and making a move is like the optimal situation,
Hmm.
and the worst situation is to sell, I hope they do no worse than just standing pat. I think if they stand pat, they actually can be all right. Quite frankly, I don't know what bats they can really get at this point, and I just don't give up anybody. Don't give up on what we have. I don't think I understand that if you're saying, okay, we are not going to contend this year. We don't feel we can win this year, which is what we talked about this before, what they did a couple years ago when they were a game out of first place near the trade deadline and they traded Savali and some other guys. And you're like, what are you doing? You are a game out of first place. You can make the playoffs, and who knows what can happen after that. Yet you're selling guys. And we got Manzardo back in the deal, and okay,
Hmm.
great, and we love Manzardo, but it was a tough pill to swallow, and I think it would be a tough pill to swallow for fans if the front office decided to sell off any of its key pieces. I know that obviously a lot of people are worried about getting Stephen Kwan under extended, um, but I still wouldn't give him up. I would not give up these core pieces. I think you've got to try. Please, fans are coming out to the games. They are coming out to support this team. Don't do this to the fans.
So, would you give up any of your young talent in AAA?
Now yes, absolutely. I will give you Ira Newble. Oh no, that was the cast. No, sure. I would if I felt like if I could give up some prospects. We've got a lot of prospects. There's probably a log jam at certain positions. Obviously, it's not in right field.
It's
Uh,
not in left field, no.
no,
Or catcher.
or catcher. No, it's not. Potentially a pitcher
Yeah.
or a middle infielder could be somebody. How about Chase DeLauder? Or that guy cannot
Yeah.
catch a break. And you know, I want to just this is something that just kind of came up, and I thank goodness, Mike, count your blessings that you do not pay attention to social media because yesterday afternoon the post was put out by I guess the Guardians or whomever, indicating that Chase DeLauder was going to be undergoing surgery for this broken bone in his hand, going to miss X amount of weeks, right? And at about the same time, Andre Knott posts something on Twitter, and it was kind of whatever. I don't even know what it was. It might have been, a meme or something like that. And everybody started jumping down his throat,
Hmm.
trying to say that he was making some sort of commentary about Chase DeLauder. And he's like, he got into it with some folks. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him
Yeah.
because people are capital A-holes. They are Delta Bravos. And to try to sit there and just because the timing of it, You assume that's what they would talk about. You assume that he would want to say, wish anything bad upon one of the players from the Guardians. I mean, he's getting paid by the
Right.
team. He's
That's,
working. Come on
yeah,
now.
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Get out of here with that stuff. Just get out of here with that nonsense. Um, Outside of the actual team here, big weekend. 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame induction. CC Sabathia, I mean, obviously started his career with the Indians, a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going in as a Yankee. So my first question to you is this: um, Are you surprised by him going in as a Yankee?
No, not surprised. Disappointed, yes, but not surprised. I mean, he played 11 years in New York, 8 in Cleveland. He did win his only Cy Young award in Cleveland, but then again, he had his only World Series and his
Right.
only 21 season in New York. So I get it, and I'm sure in his mind, going in as a Yankee is probably more glamorous
Yeah,
in
it
the
kind
end.
that's kind of a bit of a kick in the package right there. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. I don't think he's never done anything or said anything negative about Cleveland, so I don't have any issue
No,
with him and his decision to go in as a Yankee. Um, then the other thing that's going on that relates to Cleveland is the one and only Tom Hamilton is going to be receiving the Ford C. Frick Award for broadcasters. He's going to be recognized in the Scribes and Mike Men exhibit in the Library of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. So first of all, have you been to the Baseball Hall of Fame?
not since I was like 14 years old. So it's been a while.
Well, that's more recent than I've been there, which is never. Um, but no, I mean, do you pinch yourself? We've talked about it before, so I mean, I pardon me or I apologize for just bringing up the same old topics, but do you pinch yourself knowing that Cleveland has had such great broadcasters and we get to listen to this guy on a regular basis?
Yeah, no, it's truly amazing. I mean, my favorites, obviously, Hammy's one of them. Herb Score, his old partner, loved Herb Score on the radio. And then you go to basketball with Joe Tate and Tim Alcorn, who we've gotten to know through this show, which is amazing. You got Jim Donovan for football. I mean, it's been amazing. And then the great thing about like listening to the games, like you listened to the Baltimore game today too, with Sirius XM, and you get to listen to some of the away broadcast every once in a while, and that's when you truly appreciate how good our sportscasters are. And yeah, I mean, it truly is amazing. And then I'm just so glad he's getting recognized too to be in the Hall of Fame because he really truly deserves it. I mean, he is a great play-by-play announcer.
Yeah, and I've seen some stories or read some things about people. I mean, his call of home runs, people know it. People know it. That when something, let me tell you this, um, when they want to play a high, it kind of bums me out when there's a home run and I'm on social media and I want to see the post, but it doesn't have his call. It's got like the Guardians TV, and I like Matt Underwood, fine,
Yeah,
great,
they're fine. They're good.
but I just enjoy Tom Hamilton so much, and I look forward to that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to hear this call because I know it is going to be epic. Um, and you're right. All these guys. I mean, you even it's like you go a little bit further back in the football realm of things. Before Jim Donovan, you had even for a short time, Casey Coleman was very good. He
Yeah, he
came in,
was.
he came in after Nev Chandler, and Nev Chandler absolutely amazing. And they even go further back than that. I think like Gibb Shanley. If you remember from the 40, he was the sports anchor also on 43 News.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
On WUAB. So I mean, we have just been so blessed, and like you said, listening to the away broadcasters or the other teams broadcasters, you really, really, really appreciate what we get to listen to on a regular basis in Cleveland. So that is going to be fantastic. Um, Glad that he's getting honored.
And you brought up a point too when you say you get disappointed when you don't get to hear his broadcast when they hit a home run or something. Two points on that.
Yeah.
the enthusiasm he has in his voice, like you can't fake that. And I think that's what makes it so authentic. It's like he really is excited for the team and the player whenever, an exciting play happens. And last year, I remember there was two times uh, in the playoffs when me and the boys were watching the game live. The Noel home run,
Hmm.
with the 2 outs in the ninth inning,
Yes, yes.
and then the grand slam off of Scooble.
Oh,
We
yeah.
watched those, live. As soon as the game was over, I put on the radio broadcast. We rewound it, and I made the boys listen to Hammy's call of both of those plays because you knew that he was going to have an epic call for those comeback, those amazing plays in the playoffs. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were great calls to you. Just how exciting it was. I mean, oh man, what a postseason that was too.
It was amazing. I really did enjoy it. Obviously, it didn't end the way I wanted it, we would have liked, but it was
It had its
exciting.
moments, though. Man, it had its
It
moments.
sure did. I mean, those games, the Tigers comebacks, Lane Thomas, David Fry, how many
Yes.
big home runs were in that, in those series? It's just unreal to be able to see that. And yeah, just Hammy also doesn't pull any punches. He,
No, he doesn't.
no, he will make some comments. What do they? I think they call it hammy shade. Like,
Especially against the umps. I love it when,
oh,
well, I guess that was a ball.
exactly. No, he spares nobody. And I feel bad the other day. They were coming back from commercial, and the commercial barely came back, and like I think it was when Jose hit the home run down the line on a line drive, so it kind of got cut
Yeah.
off a little bit. I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah.
One thing I look forward to, and you ruined it.
You
You
ruined
ruined
it.
it with the commercials. Speaking of commercials, Mike, I want to tell everybody that if you are in the Stark County area, make sure you hit up Horizon Audio. They have been in business since 1989. I'm proud to say my friend Aaron Joseph has owned all three locations since 2016. You can catch them in Canton, North Canton, and in Alliance. Be sure to check out everything at horizonaudio.com for all of your automobile stereo needs, other things like security, and even in your boat. Mike, I know you've got that on your list. You're going to get the boat, right?
It's on the list with many other things.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, one again, mention Horizon Audio, horizonaudio.com. Be sure to check them out at their three convenient locations. Excuse me, in North Canton on Whipple Avenue, in Canton on Tuscarawas Street, and in Alliance on South Union Avenue. And with that, let's also take a pause for a word from our sponsors. And welcome back, everybody, to the Going nuCLEar full-blown coverage of the land here on the Fanatical Elves Network, a subsidiary of Fans First Sports Network. Ethan Greenberg here, and alongside of me is Mike Rosinski. Well, we just got through. We had a good chance to discuss the Guardians. So they're headed in the stretch run of their season. But it's that time of year, and football is gearing up, whether we are ready for it or not. And the Browns training camp opened yesterday. So I guess the first story. Did you see this, Mike? So the big announcement from their sponsors, Dude Wipes. Uh, they introduced a new alternate, quote unquote. They call it the Alpha Dog helmet. It's like a matte brown, and it's got the stripes. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. And it's going to be part of a Color Rush uniform. They will wear it 3 times this season. So, first of all, did you check it out? Do you have any initial thoughts on it?
I thought it was inevitable. I mean, they went with the all orange uniforms. They went with the all white uniforms and helmet. I thought, well, the only option they have left is to go with the all brown uniform and helmet. So, yeah, it's about time, I guess.
I suppose so. Remember when they had kind of the neon orange jersey? It was when Couch was here. It was the last time they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh before the playoff game. They were
You're going back to the couch era for that?
the couch era.
I do not remember this neon
Yeah,
orange
because that
jersey.
was like in that. So that would have been in fall 2003.
Okay. I know.
But I mean, I like that. I thought that was pretty. That was a pretty slick colored jersey there. No, I have no problem with it. I like the combination. It could be worse. I look. Oh, Pittsburgh. Not. I mean, they put out one of their kind of throwback alternate uniforms. It is awful.
Is it? I have not seen that, but I'm looking that one up right now. Is it new for this year?
It is. It's a different one, but it's kind of along the same lines of that. Looks like you're wearing a black and yellow prison suit or something like that.
Oh, is it? Oh, I see it now.
It's just, and they're redoing that, doing something special with their helmet and all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. And during the presentation of the unveiling of the helmet, um, someone there they had a helmet on a platform on Lake Erie near the stadium, and a person falls in. So initially, upon watching the video and look, people are like, I don't think that was fake. Come to find out, it's some guy from like he's like a YouTuber or I don't know, but he does pranks and things of that nature and whatever. I
So it was a setup.
It was a setup. It was a setup.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was a setup. I mean, it did exactly what they wanted it to do, though. It went viral. It got attention, whether they wanted it or not. Now, my question to you is this. Um, do you because some people are saying, "Oh, that's the Browns. That's the Browns for you." Do you really how can you even put one thing with the other? I I,
Uh,
I
because they have been that bad and that mismanaged, and the owners are that, incompetent, not only with what they put on the field, with how they manage the team.
okay,
I
okay.
could totally see how somebody would equate, well, you can't even get your helmet unveiling right, you know? You can't even get your stadium redevelopment plan right. You can't even get your
Okay.
franchise quarterback situation right. Like, they've
Okay.
done so many things wrong. I, I see why fans are frustrated and kind of like, yeah,
Well,
only in Cleveland.
right, exactly. But my thing is, do you think the ownership really had anything to do with the marketing geniuses behind that one?
No, 100% not. But how do you not
Okay.
think that?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And so it's like I understand where people might think that and be like, only in Cleveland, only in Cleveland.
Only when your second round draft pick gets, for the second year in a row, gets convicted
Well,
of battery or whatever that is.
let's go into that real quick because some more information came out this afternoon. Andrew Barry spoke to the media, and it sounded a lot more, I don't know, serious, grim. The situation, it's not a matter of, oh yeah, we're gonna let this play out, no problem. There's some doubt. I don't know. I picked up a little bit of doubt, or the way it was said, like I don't know what's going to happen,
And
and that would be catastrophic. And I think that I don't care what Andrew Barry says about them doing their due diligence, because so what came out today. Let me. I'm going to put a pin in that about him and his due diligence. But after the press conference, something came out from the Fort Lauderdale police. Apparently, the accuser told the police there had been other incidents, but nothing this severe and nothing reported. So I don't know what you do with that. One, it obviously makes you go, oh crap. You're like, do we really want to reward this guy and have him on our team? Um, what's the deal there? And maybe they're thinking that he will simply, at this point, if there's that evidence, he's ultimately going to do like a Mike Hall and plead to something like no contest or whatever it is and take a suspension. At that point, they sign him. Or maybe they're like, we're getting more information that we couldn't get out of people and couldn't find out before now. Because, I mean, what you can't get someone to talk who's not going to talk.
yeah. Now, as I see, he's the only rookie who has not signed his contract. Is that correct? As I understand it?
Shamar Stewart.
What's that?
In the NFL or for the Browns?
for the Browns.
Yeah, correct. Oh, the only one for the Browns.
So since he hasn't signed his contract, can the Browns pull it at this point and not be out anything, or are they obligated to offer it to him? As part of him being a second round pick and them drafting him.
No, I think they could ultimately cut him. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. He's got no leverage, no contract, nothing.
Man, what a why didn't he sign that contract when he had the opportunity? That's crazy to me. But I mean,
Well, apparently that goes
regardless of all of this,
right. It goes back to poor decision making, I guess. And
yeah,
he might have to. He's on the FAFO chart right now, and he done FA'd, and he's gonna FO.
yeah. Why, again? Why does this keep happening to the Browns?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it doesn't help that you sign Watson to this ridiculous
Yeah.
contract, so you've already lost all credibility for supporting integrity for your team and all of this. Then the next year, last year you have a similar incident happens again this year. I mean, people are just getting sick of it, and then you have all the bad blood about this new stadium moving outside of
Yeah.
Cleveland. Like it's not trending in the right direction.
No, it's not, and it's so the question really starts to come down to who or what do you blame? If you've done, let me ask. So let me ask you. If I have done now again, you don't get the benefit of the doubt at this point because you knew Mike Hall had red flags. You knew that obviously you got Deshaun Watson with all of his issues, and Judkins. They say that they have all their research and their security people, their investigators. They look into all this stuff. They do all these things and didn't have any issues. And it's true because there were no police reports. And so if you don't know about these things and the person comes across and it's a clean report, it's like I get this Carfax report and there is nothing on there because nothing ever got reported. Yet then somehow I find out down the line, oh, these people have been getting these cars and they got problems and they're passing them off. How would I know? I mean,
Yeah.
if no one tells me, if they don't report it, I can't do anything about it. And so I don't know. I do think though that this is a big opportunity um, for Dylan Sampson. He has a huge opportunity, and Jerome Ford is out with a minor injury. That guy is screwing himself. Let's just face it, he is screwing himself. At this point, I'd rather have Dylan Sampson and Pierre Strong. Go away, Ford. You are literally like a Ford. You're fixed or repaired daily. You're found on road dead.
Yeah. Can we get Chubb back?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Um, but I think Dylan Sampson has a great opportunity. Um, Andrew Barry, his I gotta feel like his leash is short. And if they have a crap year this year, a really crappy year, another 3-14 season, he and Stefanski, he for sure, and probably Stefanski are going to be gone.
Now, you say that. Do you realistically think they can win more than 3 games this year?
Yes.
No, we haven't gotten to our predictions yet, and we'll have to do that here
It's
soon.
soon.
But
Yeah. I do think they can win 3 games. We've got some other. I think that when it comes down to what happens on the field, barring a lot of injuries, where they are trending and what they are trying to get back to in a more traditional Kevin Stefanski type offense, and with a better offensive line coach in Bloomgren, who's a Callahan disciple, uh, with a more steady hand at quarterback, I do believe they can win more than 3 games, and they should win more than 3 games. How many more? I don't know. I could say 6 or 7, but you never know. Other teams could have massive injuries. Like, for example, this morning a report comes out of New York. Justin Fields. Oh, he was carted. He was taken off with a apparent lower leg injury on a cart at practice. Ah, he has a non he has a dislocated toe, not his great toe, but he has a dislocated toe. Somebody stepped on it. So it's no big deal. He'll be back by week 1, no problem. But my point being, the injury bugs are going to start hitting. Will Levis, now, let me ask you, is it convenient that Will Levis now has decided he's going to have surgery?
Yeah, for him it is. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I mean, it probably for his long, yeah, he's under contract, and for his long term health, like this was a no brainer for him to like repair something that probably needed repairing, give himself time to heal. He's not going to play this year unless a very slim chance he was going to play this year. So
Right, exactly. So he's like, ah, well, might as well do this. I mean, heck, I don't know how much they owed him. He was probably still on a rookie contract. They're probably going to cut him.
yeah, but
So
I
by
mean, like, you're talking about injury bugs and how thin other teams are. I mean, can you imagine if the injury bug hits the Browns again and how thin we are? Like our receiving core is awful. We have an unproven running game, unproven quarterback room. Like, man, the defense will probably be good, adequate to good. I have no confidence in this offense, even though we're going back to our, Stefanski ball and not, but like maybe we have good tight ends, I guess, but
I
maybe
think we do.
average offensive line. But like, what else do we have?
Yeah, okay, here's what I will say. We have seen in the quote unquote, in the Kevin Stefanski era, if you can get adequate quarterback play, average, adequate, you can be successful. It's predicated on the ball. We've talked about this before, predicated on the ball control, the running game, the play action. If you have a competent quarterback back there that is not taking bad sacks, is not constantly putting the ball in harm's way. Certainly, that's the biggest question mark for Joe Flacco is putting the ball in harm's way. But he's certainly better than a Jameis Winston. Uh, Kenny Pickett, he's unproven. Yes, he's won some games, but his statistics suggest it wasn't due to him,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, and then you've got the rookies. You've got Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. From what I'm hearing and understanding, I talked to Lance Riesland, Coach Riz, who is out there covering and watching training camp, and he says there's definitely a difference, and a big a gap when you talk about Flacco and Pickett and Gabriel and Sanders. And I know people are going to be crazy about Shador Sanders should be out there. He should be getting a chance. But how many times have the Browns and other franchises rushed a quarterback out there and wasn't ready yet and ruined them?
Probably 42 times for the Browns.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, I think so. I think so. No, and so I think you kind of stick with your guns. You stick with your plan. I would love to know, and I'll have to ask someone like Lance and somebody else. Like when you watch, do you think these rookies are capable of going out there and playing? I mean, and not only playing, um, just surviving. Can they excel, or are they going to be the type that you'd have to baby them along, basically?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think Stefanski could do. He won games with PJ Walker, and he even won a game with DTR.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think that they're going to be okay. I will be interested though to see. And Andrew Berry says that he thinks they might go into the season with all four quarterbacks. But the fact that Tennessee lost Will Levis, and there might be others, could Pickett or Flacco be on the move? I
Could be. I mean, do you get anything more than a fifth round draft pick for him though? And is that worth giving him up at this stage? I
oh
don't know.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I think it is. Because um, I know I have talked to people. There's a person who he's actually over in England, not Mike from the UK. And I apologize if anyone is trying to comment here on the stream. Apparently, it's nothing is coming through on our end. So do apologize for that if you are in fact trying to comment throughout the live stream here this evening. But there's a guy named Jack Duffin, and he does this thing with the salary over the cap. I think is what it is, the orange and brown board. He figures out all this salary cap stuff. And I was getting into a discussion with somebody about whether or not the Browns could even afford Kenny Pickett. Let's say he had a Sam Darnold-esque year turnaround,
Mm-hmm.
right? Could they even afford him? I asked Jack about that, And he said, yeah, they could make it work. But, essentially, you've got to do the structure it in a certain way, but you can make something happen. Um, also, and this makes me want to vomit. Takes the air right out of me. You know, Deshaun Watson is on the physically unable to perform list.
Yep.
Andrew Berry didn't rule out the possibility that at some point he could. I don't put much stake, get activated. But not only that, my understanding, because of the extra dummy year we added on, we're stuck with that chowderhead through next season.
Yeah. We got one more year of him. That's right. Yeah.
We can't cut him until after next the following the 26-27 or the 26-27 season, whatever you want to call it. That's when they can do like a post June 1st cut of this guy. So what are they going to do with him next year? It's clear that he is not in the plans.
No.
Do you think it's some? I mean, his contract is way too much. I can't see any team saying, "Hey, at this point, he's only got X amount left on the contract. Let's trade." They're going to make us stew. They're going to make the Browns just deal with it and suck it up.
100% they will. I mean, you sleep in the bed you made, and this is the bed the Browns made.
It is. But do you find it crazy that the NFL, that there were those findings about, there's been all kinds of shakeup with the head of the Players Association. And then there was the discussion about the collusion, going to, I guess, in relationship to Lamar Jackson. And when after, he wanted a fully guaranteed contract and no one would give him a contract. And I mean, that's kind of mess. I mean, I understand it, but it's kind of messed up.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is nuts, and I don't know how they're getting away with it. But I don't even know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody besides Browns fans are happy that this Deshaun Watson deal is turning out the way it is. Like with the contract they gave him, with his history, and now it's crashing and burning at an epic scale. I think everybody's just thinking, yeah, you got what you deserved, Haslam's and the Browns, like for doing this absolutely idiotic trade. And they're not half wrong.
Yeah, and so last year going into the season, now you were on point. You had tempered expectations after the playoff year. You were pretty
But
good.
not as far as they actually performed.
Right. What is your? I don't know. Do you have any excitement for football season, for the Brown season?
I mean, I'm always excited. The games are always fun to watch. Uh, I have no hope whatsoever for the season, for them making the playoffs, for their being competitive. I'll be watching to see how the quarterbacks do, how some of these rookies do. I want to see how Fannin does as a tight end. I think he could have been a steal. I want to see how the defense performs. I think they could be exciting to watch this year too. So there's aspects of the game I'm excited to watch, and so I'll probably still watch them. But I have no hope for the season whatsoever. Turning into anything.
Yeah, I completely echo and agree with what you stated there. I am going to go into this with my generally low expectations. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me since 1999, shame on me.
Yeah, I know. How does that keep happening?
I don't know. I really don't know. But that hope burns. What is it? Hope burns eternal.
Yeah, it does, especially if you're from Cleveland.
Exactly. I got no problem with that. I have no problem with that. So we'll see. Not much else to really report from the Browns front. I am, we talked a little about Jerome Ford. I think they want Kenny Pickett to be the starting quarterback. That would be their hope. But I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm prepared for that.
No, I'm fine with Flacco. Flacco's fun to
That's what I
watch.
want.
Yeah.
That's really what I want. I don't see Pickett. I think he is who we thought he was.
Yeah. And I'd rather see a competent quarterback air it out and hopefully throw more touchdowns than interceptions, but you never know.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we shall see. There's much more to come from Diaberia.
Yeah.
So that's where that is. All right, Mike. So why don't you tell us what has you going nuclear this week?
What? All right. I'm gonna stick. Let's go back to baseball here.
All
and
right.
it's Aaron Judge.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm only going nuclear because I'm jealous. All right, this is this is a guy that we all knew could hit home runs, right? He socked over 60 a few years ago. He's doing great things. I'm like, okay, he's a one-trick pony. He can hit home runs, whatever. Then I go look at the stat sheet, and he's like number one in batting average by over 20 points over everyone else. He's number two in home runs, two behind Cal Raleigh, who came out of nowhere from Seattle. And he's number one in RBI with 84. So this guy is going to possibly win the Triple Crown. And I'm like, come on. And the thing is, like, he seems like a very likable guy, and that makes it even worse. So I think it's just, I'm going nuclear because I'm just jealous that he's a Yankee and he is still producing at the level that he is when I thought he would fizzle and flame out after he signed the big contract. And it is obviously not happening.
Yeah, I mean, and early in his career, we had his number in the playoffs.
Yeah,
We did
he
have his number in
did.
the playoffs. He was not so good there, but and he does in fact. I don't know if you've seen this, but he kind of looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead.
Well, all right, there you go. That makes me feel better, I guess.
And plus he hits in that like playground of a stadium.
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium. That's ridiculous. His stats are inflated.
Now, did
Stats
you
are,
see who the Indians or Guardians drafted this year? This like 6'6" guy from
and he's not, and
LSU.
he's having surgery now.
He's having surgery. However, he kind of looks like Judge. The same type of player, tall.
Lord
Hits
Tubbington.
home
Was it
runs.
Lord Tubbington?
Lord Tub, and he's got an awesome nickname, Lord Tubbington.
So
So
we have what? Tugboat
yeah,
and
well,
Lord Tubbington?
and then if this isn't the Guardians, but Cal Raleigh,
Big
he's
dumper.
a big
The
dumper.
big dumper. I think I called my kid that when they were, was little. He was, hey, it's the big
Yeah,
dumper. What's going on over here?
yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh,
good.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, what has me going nuclear, Mike, is that this past weekend or whenever, I'm losing track of time. The president decided to butt in and stoke flames about the name of our baseball team. And my big issue is butt out. You need to say nothing about our team. I don't like what you're saying. I don't like that you're trying to hold it over the Washington Commanders or the football team because you want to hold up the DC move. Um, Look, this is not a dictatorship. Despite what you think, this is not a dictatorship. First of all. Second of all, you're sorry, but said years ago that you tweeted it out to the world. The president should stay out of this and that and the other. Yet here you are asserting yourself. Give me a break. Come on, this is ridiculous. And then you've got the Guardians people. You got people actually going off on this. Oh, yeah, we should change our name back to the Indians. Why didn't we change? I don't. Are you mad on principle that they changed the name? Are you mad about the name itself? What is it? Because I think that Emmett Golden posted out, they didn't seem to care about the name when they were all celebrating. It was like a highlight from last year in the playoffs, and people are going nuts. Nobody cares if you're winning. Does it matter what the name is if it says Cleveland? I
Right.
just
I like it.
I can't stand it. I don't like that that's still even a discussion, a debate. I don't like that people are really getting this fired up about it. And this person who needs to butt out, is causing all this controversy as a distraction. So, um, to the president and the debate about our baseball team's name, that is what has me going nuclear this week.
All right.
So, Mike, well, maybe we will cross paths in Ohio. We will talk. Um, but we'll see. Hopefully, the Guardians can keep on their winning ways. Nobody gets injured out in Berea. And we'll have more good stuff to talk about on the next edition.
Sounds great. Can't wait.
All
Episode
right.
103.
All right, Mike. Hey, thank you for tuning in. So, for Mike Rosinski, I'm Ethan Greenberg, and you've been tuned in to Going Nuclear, full blown coverage of the land, a part of the Fanatical Elves Network, a subsidiary of Fans First Sports Network.